Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نويت وربنا وتوزلنا تحال وتريد حسبنا الله حول ولا قوة أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. If we begin with Shahadat, then we're beginning on a very good foundation. We're beginning on the most secure and strongest foundation. The Shahadat is not just something that we're going to say sometime. As much as we say the Shahadat, that much more blessings and support coming to clean us. That is the power of the Shahadat. The Shahadat can awaken dead hearts. The Shahadat brings a man from Jahannam to Jannah. The Shahadat gives belief to unbelievers. The Shahadat can make the kafir, whose whole life is filled with guna, with sins. And if he says it before he dies, all his sins are forgiven. And he becomes clean and pure. And he goes straight to Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this power and this rahmat to this nation. That whenever they remember to give shahadat, it is as if we are jumping into a clean pool of water and we come out completely pure and clean again. What is the problems with these square-head ones who are having problems with us making a zikr? In reality, they're not wanting us to renew our shahadat. The shahadat has the power to change an unbeliever into a believer and to go straight to paradise. If Allah is so generous to the unbelievers, Allah is not going to be generous to His believers, to the Muslims? Impossible. The Shahadat has the power to transform us. And that Shahadat, at least to say that Shahadat, La ilaha illallah, to say La ilaha illallah, it is the highest ibadat. Because faith is divided into 73 branches. The smallest branch, it is to remove something harmful from the way. That's why we are seeing Muslims, they are doing this. They don't know too many things, but especially we're looking at those ones who have the adab of Islam, of tasawwuf, of the Ottomans. We see them walking, and they see a piece of stone on the ground, a piece of wood, they bend down, they take it and they remove it. Because they have been taught that. Maybe they don't know so many things, but what they know, they are practicing. And this is a branch of faith. This is the lowest branch of faith. It doesn't just mean it is a physical obstacle that is in the way. It can also mean other kinds of obstacles that may be harmful to people in a spiritual way. And the highest branch, it is to say, La ilaha illallah. We're asking Madad from our Sahibul Saif to send us something that is going to help us with our faith, that is going to improve us, that is going to give us more strength in these very dark, very cruel days. Saying La ilaha illallah, it is the key to paradise. Anyone who says La ilaha illallah, they may enter into paradise. But in order to open it, Prophet ﷺ is saying, if you don't have love for each other, then that door will not open. The power and the secret of that La ilaha illallah is the muhabbat, the love that you have for each other, for that community, for that jamaat. So now, there are so many conditions that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put. And if the man is intelligent, he understands what these conditions are and what he has to do. Because now, in order to have the full benefit and the blessings of the shahadat, he has to fulfill all those conditions. That makes the action more and more perfect, more and more beautiful. This is what is missing in these days. From individuals to families, there is only suspicion, and there is only wrong ideas about each other, anger and stubbornness. In communities, same thing too. Amongst nations, oh, forget about it. Where is the muhabbat? The muhabbat, the love, cannot stay in the heart together with anger. It cannot stay in the heart together with suspicion. Because now, when we are going to enter into muhabbat, into love, there has to be submission. So many people say, well, I submit to this one, but I'm not submitting to what he says. I love this one, but I don't love who is around him. Shaitan saying, I worship Allah and I love him, but I don't love Adam alayhi salam. And I don't want to make sajda in front of him. The whole problem, from beginning to the end, is the same problem. It is not different. Those ones, we should wake up. If we are in that station of ghaflat, we should wake up, because this is nothing but it is a trick, and it is a trap of shaitan. And shaitan, what was motivating him? It was jealousy. He wants to be the only one. Only me. No one else. And he wants Allah to obey to his desire. In reality. So that is not real love too. Because the real love is submission. And if Allah says to shaitan to make sajda to a piece of wood, he must. But he's looking at Adam alayhi salam as worse than that. As a piece of dirty mud. So not only is the love not there, but he's challenging Allah now. So that puts into a question all his service and all the work that he has done for Allah. Because if he's doing it with full love and with submission, then if Allah orders something that he may not understand, his first thing will be Sami'na wa ata'na. I hear and I obey. It is not I hear and I question. It is not I hear and let's discuss this. It is not I hear and I disobey. It is not I hear but I am suspicious. It is not. That's how you get submission. Because who says that our brains is working, that we can understand everything? That Allah is putting there, that Prophet is putting there, that our Shaykh is putting there. There's always the problem is succession. Who is going to represent? That's all. Shaitan did not accept Adam alayhi salam because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying Adam alayhi salam now is going to represent me. Isn't it? Big problem. The Jews and the Christians, they're not accepting Prophet alayhi salam, although they know that he's correct. Because they say, we don't accept this one that is representing our prophets. When Prophet ﷺ passed, so many had problems with who he had picked. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq went to war with them. He killed so many of them because they disobeyed. Same thing happened. After that, so many disobeyed Hazrat Umar too. Hazrat Usman too. And those ones who are opposed to the first three Khalifahs, saying we love Hazrat Ali most, those are the ones who betrayed Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Hussein. So that tradition of not accepting representatives, it is a trick of Shaitan and it is continuing. How many stories we've known, we have heard, people believing, loving, trusting the Shaykh, but they are not accepting who the Shaykh has appointed. And we're saying this is the same problem Shaitan had. Same problem every disobedient one has. And now we're hearing, we believe in you, we trust you, we believe that you have authority, but we don't trust those ones that are around you. We don't trust those ones that you appoint to have authority to represent you in different ways at different times. It is the same sickness. It is the same suspicion. We have to get rid of it. Because Shaitan will use every trick now to bring a fitna and to bring weakness. We are not going to move. You have that sickness, you must move. You must learn how to get rid of it. And to sit and to understand how many bridges you have burnt with this. And those ones that are in that situation, usually they try to break every bridge, not just one. They may say, I only have problem with one. Shaitan said, I only have problem with Hazrat Adam, isn't it? Saying, I don't have problem with you, Ya Allah. I have problem with Adam. But did he just burn the bridge with Hazrat Adam? No. With everything. He burned bridges with Allah, with the angels, and until Qiyamah, every saint, every prophet, and every believer. Who are his supporters? Who are his allies? Those ones who have problems with Allah and his prophet. Those ones who have problems with Adam alayhi salam. Those ones who have problems with Khalifahs and Vakils. They become more sympathetic towards them. They think of every excuse to listen to them. It's meaning that they don't look at them as bad, but they have reasons, and you're making excuse for them. But those ones that are trusted by those in authority, that you should not have any suspicion in, instead of 70 excuses, it is sunnah for us to do when we see someone doing something wrong. First we blame ourselves. We think of 70 reasons to say, I don't trust this one. Everyone is welcome. But everyone is responsible. And a big warning is coming to those who are not still waking up to this. Before it gets too late, before the Mevlut of our Shaykh appears, before the holy months are up, and if they are not trying to improve themselves and put their heads back together, there's going to be a very big loss that is going to happen instead of a big win. Because these days are very special days for us to win very big. Who are we going to be suspicious with? No, not no one. Ourselves. Be suspicious of our prayer. Is it accepted or not? Be suspicious of our zikr. Is it going to be accepted or not? Be suspicious of our good actions. Worrying whether Allah is going to accept or not. Be suspicious of our wrong thinkings about others who are in the way. That's the time our faith will get stronger and we will know what to do. We're not going to get tricked so easily. Otherwise, we go high, we go low. We go high, we go low. It doesn't mean anything. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the servant who is consistent. Servant who is doing everything small but continuously. And you saw that 3 months is very heavy. The first 3 holy months that Shaykh Effendi is veiled. Don't think that shaitan is not going to try to shake. He is. Don't fall off. Hold on tightly. It hurts. I don't understand. Wrong things are happening to me. Hold on to it. Don't lose connection. Don't lose connection with whom Shaykh Effendi has put and assigned. That is what is meant there. If Shaykh Effendi says it's not necessary for someone to represent me, he would not have put someone there. He will just say, after I pass, everyone to make connection to me directly. Did he do that? No, he didn't. Did Shaykh Maulana do that? No, he didn't. Is that something that Allah has ordered? No. Allah could have just told everyone to make sajda to him and say, this is my representative, Adam. He did not have to make everyone to make sajda to Adam alayhi salam, but he did. Prophet alayhi salam passed. And every Sahabi that received directly from him, they may say, why we have to obey one person? We are free now. I have a strong connection with Prophet alayhi salam. Why I have to now make a connection with you? So, same reasoning, same logic, same wrong thinking that is repeated. And if we are aware of Shaykh and his himmat, if we are aware of his sohbet, if we are thinking and putting it in our lives, then the tricks and the traps of shaitan and our nafs is going to be very clear. And usually, although it is hundreds and thousands, the origin of that trick and that trap is only a handful. It's only a handful. But a man has to be very ruthless. He has to be very strict with himself, to put himself down, and to understand that this is coming from his ego. Not to make any excuse. Let others to make an excuse. Certain things are happening, you don't understand. You may ask for explanation. But don't judge. Because these are holy days. And people who are working for the sake of Allah, they are holy people. I'm not saying me. I'm not. I know that. You may say anything that you want about me. It doesn't matter. But there are others that are beloved to Allah, that are beloved to the Prophet. and they are beloved to our Shaykh. And certain things that you don't understand, and if you are judging, is not going to be so good. You're going to lose a lot. Especially in these holy months, if you do something good, your blessings is going to be increased thousands of times. But no one is thinking, what if I do something bad? If you do something bad in this month, then possibility, the punishment is going to be big. Why are we concentrating on this? Because we are preparing ourselves. We're preparing ourselves for Mi'raj. Are we really going to make a Mi'raj on that night? Or are we sinking lower into our ego? We're approaching the night of Barat. Are we going to have a clean Barat? Or is that Barat already written with all our wrong ideas and suspicions and anger and jealousy, everything is there, and that is going to be submitted, and Allah then is going to make the pen to write our destiny for the coming year that is going to be difficult for us. Because these are the days of planting. This is the month of Allah. We must plant well. Don't plant bad seeds. Plant good seeds. Bad seeds that you've planted, take them out. We have to stop ourselves and from our ego to take control and only put good seeds in there. Then the month of Sha'ban that is going to come, we're going to water it and it's going to grow. If we plant wrong seeds, the seeds of distrust, the seeds of suspicion, anger, everything coming from shaitan and the ego, then in the month of Prophet, the trees of that distrust and suspicion and ego, they're going to grow. And we're going to eat the fruits of anger and suspicion in the month of Ramadan. Because the month of Ramadan is when we harvest. And we're going to eat those fruits through the whole year. That time, when things don't get better, you have no one else to blame but yourself. That's why it is important, because this is holy months. We have to be careful. We may speak about other things. It's so easy for us to talk about the sawab, the blessings of this month. Talking about if you fast one day, what you're going to get. If you fast 7 days, if you make this prayer, that prayer. We may speak about that, but in this way always, Shaykh Effendi is not concentrating on what is coming from above, the blessings. Because we are doing it, blessings is coming, but he's concentrating on what happens behind. How we're opening up the back door. How we are letting in our enemies to steal all the blessings and all the treasures. That on the one hand we're getting so much, but every night it is emptied out. What we get is just getting tired and just getting bored. And pretty soon it's going to come, because we're opening the back door to our enemy. It's going to come and it's going to take our faith too. It has happened before. It is continuing to happen. We must not let this to happen to us. May Allah give us the power to stop it. That's why we are concentrating on this. Because these are very holy, special months. And it is the first 3 holy months that we are without our Shaykh, physically. And he's saying, if you're connecting to me spiritually, and you're following the orders that I've given to you and whom I've assigned, then you may find the blessings that I give to you definitely multiplied 700 times. We are looking for that, inshallah. These words are for me. These words are for you. These words for any one of us who want to improve ourselves sincerely in these months. This is how we're going to fix ourselves. Because we may pray, we may make zikr, read the Quran in these months. But if we are still being wild because we are letting our ego to do what it wants without any control, then all those worshippings that we are doing is not going to be much benefit to us. In fact, we're going to have more punishment because we're not respecting these months. Even the mushriks, they understand this. Did we know? Even the mushriks understood this in the first Jahiliyyah. These are the 3 holy months that even during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, even before his time, there are just certain traditions of Islam that is before the Prophet that they were holding on tightly. Even mushriks were doing that. You know what is the tradition? 3 holy months. They stop fighting. And you know how these ones are. You know how other people who have that kind of Jahiliyyah characteristics, when they are very strong with their tribes or with their families, and if there is a disagreement, there is a war, there is a conflict, it continues for generations, isn't it? Maybe it's between one man and another man, but now it becomes between 1,000 men and another 1,000 men, and it may continue for generations. So many times they don't even remember why they're fighting for. And it's very difficult for them to stop, because they say it's a matter of honor. So much damage being done, so many lives lost, so much properties, honor taken. But in these 3 holy months, the mushriks, they stop fighting. They say we honor this. What are Muslims doing today? Are they stopping, or are they getting more crazy in these months? What are communities doing today? Look at yourself. What are the believers doing today? And what are the murids doing today? It seems they are especially picking out these months to fight more. It's going to be blessing? No. It's going to be even worse. Punishment is going to come, believe me. So, at least to say, I'm going to have a truce. And we're not going to fight. Not to continue. Because these are holy months. And if we are going to continue with that, I know Shaykh Effendi is not happy with that. And we don't have the right to force anyone. But if you love Shaykh Effendi, then if you love Prophet ﷺ, if you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and if you love the Sultan al-Awliya, then at least you are going to make peace in these months. And when the Ramadan comes, you're going to ask forgiveness from each other. And maybe the problem that you see in front of you that is so huge is really a small problem. Hazrat Ali Karamallahu Wajha is saying, don't make promises when you're happy. And don't make any decision when you're upset. Because when a man is happy, he's drunk, he's not thinking, and he makes promises that maybe he cannot fulfill. And when man gets upset too, he gets drunk, he cannot see anything, and he starts burning what is in front of him, deciding and judging, not clearly, but once that anger cools down, then he sees what wrong he has done, and the fire of regret that time is going to burn him. And that fire of regret, it is more painful and it is more deadly than the fire of Jahannam. May Allah protect us from that, inshallah rahman. This night of Miraj that we are going to enter, inshallah, by what we are thinking, it may be Wednesday night. And it is the month of forgiveness. Important for us to forgive. Don't just concentrate on asking Allah for forgiveness. Forgive others that have done wrong to you. Because Allah is saying, if you don't show mercy and forgiveness to others, we will not show mercy or forgiveness to you. Then concentrate on how you have been unmerciful and how you've taken the rights of others. And ask Allah forgiveness for that, so that those ones that you have taken rights away from, they will forgive you. Inshallah Rahman, we will take these words that we are praying that our Shaykh is sending for us. These words, they benefit me. If no one else wants it, or no one else thinks it is important, you may leave it. It's something that I need to take and to practice and to put it in my life. Because these words I've said, I've heard Shaykh Effendi say so many times. And anyone who has been with him knows that there is nothing that we are adding or taking away. Inshallah, may Allah forgive me and bless all of you.